Hi, I'm the left-handed reader. Welcome to my channel. I'm continuing with Unlocking the Mysteries of Birth and Death and Everything in Between by Daisaku Ikeda. The intro is pretty long. It's 18 pages, so this is a continuation of the intro. While these teachings may have been applicable and beneficial to monks and nuns, they were extremely difficult for lay people to follow. Shakyamuni's original determination, however, was to lead every human being on this earth to happiness. For this reason, he traveled back and forth across the Middle Ganges region, expounding his philosophy. But lay people, even if they wanted to achieve nirvana, must have found it not just impractical, but actually impossible to abandon all earthly desires. They had families to support, jobs to do, and other everyday affairs that demanded their attention. While nirvana might have been an ideal, it was in no way an attainable goal. Somehow, though, Shakyamuni's wisdom and compassion always reached the ordinary people who obviously had many problems that they lacked the means to solve. Had this not been the case, had Buddhism been unable to help ordinary people, then it would never have achieved a status higher than that of an intellectual pursuit. Shakyamuni counseled people and inspired them with hope and courage so that they could overcome their sufferings and enjoy the prospect of a brilliant future. For example, he spoke about a pure land far from this world where, by following his teachings, people could be reborn free from all desires and strangers to any suffering or fear. Just as he encouraged his monks and nuns to observe his many precepts and follow the Eightfold Path in order to attain nirvana, Shakyamuni taught his lay believers to believe, to be faithful to his teachings so that he could be reborn into the Pure Land, so that they could be reborn into the Pure Land. But in actuality, neither the eradication of desire nor rebirth in the Pure Land is attainable. It is impossible to blow out the fires of desire and interrupt the cycle of birth and death because desires are inherent in life. Life is eternal, and birth and death are the inescapable alternating aspects of life. Nor is it possible to reach a Pure Land that does not in fact exist. Both nirvana and the Pure Land were metaphorical devices employed by Shakyamuni to develop his followers' understanding. From another perspective, the teaching concerning nirvana was directed toward personal emancipation through the realization of ultimate truth, and the Pure Land teaching was directed toward the emancipation of the people at large. These teachings are representative of the two major streams of Buddhism, the ascetic traditions from early Buddhism and the altruistic, popular movement called Mahayana, the great vehicle, and were later integrated in the Lotus Sutra, which we will discuss later at length in this book. The Lotus Sutra makes it absolutely clear that two aspects of Buddhist practice are indispensable if we are to attain enlightenment. One is directed toward perfecting ourselves, in the sense that we realize the ultimate truth and develop our inherent potential. And the other is the practice of leading people toward that perfection. The Lotus Sutra also reveals the true meaning of nirvana and the Pure Land. According to the sutra, we do not have to stop the cycle of birth and death in order to attain nirvana. Rather, nirvana is the state of enlightenment in which we, as we repeat the cycle of birth and death, we come to terms with that cycle and it no longer is a source of suffering. Similarly, we do not have to abandon all desire in order to attain nirvana because we can transform earthly desires into causes of happiness and further of enlightened wisdom. Moreover, the Pure Land does not necessarily lie beyond death. We dwell in the Pure Land here and now, if we believe in the Lotus Sutra, which reveals that we can transform this world, filled as it is with suffering and sorrow, into a pure land full of joy and hope. Thank you for listening. Unlocking the Mysteries of Birth and Death and Everything in Between by Daisaku Ikeda. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you for being here.